Hello, Grace. How are you?
Do you know what? All things considered, I'm very well, thanks. All things
Good.
considered. Yeah. You got a drink with me today? It's got my water and lemon.
Yeah, mine's a bit far away. I can't be bothered to get it now.
It's all right. I had to sip for you. You're okay.
Oh, thanks.
See, technology does amazing things.
It does. It
Yeah.
does. Oh, so
Uh,
how's your last week or so been?
well, it's been a few weeks, isn't it, actually, since we've done this. I
Hmm.
think I can, for the visual aspect, like this. So up and down, bit roller coastery. Um, yeah, because actually, when we spoke last, well, not podcast last, it was like, yeah, all right, I've had my dip and everything's cool, and that was not my only dip. So it turns out, that's what yeah. So I'm out of dip now. Easter came and snuck up behind me, and I wasn't expecting that, and like this sucks. I didn't think even being a good Christian woman, I didn't think I put so much on Easter and like actually what the celebrations look like and how much it would affect me to not be with my people. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, so I had a good few days of dip then. Um but much better now. In fact, I've had a lovely few days actually, and I'm very grateful and stuff. So it's good. So I always give you very long answers to this stuff. Doing
No,
all right.
no, that's a lovely answer. Nice full answer.
Full sentences.
That's right.
Yeah. And how are you, Michelle?
Uh, um, fine. No, no. Yeah, no, I actually, I'm feeling more consistently stable by day. I've had a good run of good days, and with the sunshine, I've just found it quite motivating. I've exercised a little bit, and I've also just done a few little creative things. Like I've made 2 little stop motion animation
Ooh,
films, and I say films being like 1 to 2 minutes, because they
for film?
do take quite a long time.
Yeah, no, it's film.
um, yeah, so I've done 2 of those and made little plasticine models for those, and I've got some ideas for some more.
Come on,
Um,
can we
and
see? Can we see? Can we see?
okay, yeah, I might send them to you.
Cool.
Not sure if I'm ready to send them to the world yet. I don't
Okay.
know. I could do.
Yeah. Good time.
um, Yeah, and also spent a bit of yesterday teaching myself how to draw on the iPad with Adobe Draw. So that's been good. And but I think by night, I think I am getting a couple of wacky dreams.
Okay.
I have had some social distancing dreams, which is
Okay.
just really weird. And then if I wake up in the night, generally I've actually been sleeping quite well, but if I wake up in the night, it's a sort of slight sense of dread. But I think then that's kind of like the way that your mind works in overdrive at night anyway, in general.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, I must say, considering everything,
Yeah.
I've been, quite, quite chipper really. So
Good. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's
Funny you
good.
mentioned the dreams thing because there's a lot on that at the moment. There's lots of articles and stuff. If I was more prepared, I probably would have put some of those, insert them in. But lots on my feed as well. People are like, "Are you having weird dreams?" And it seems to be quite the thing. And I have
Mm.
been. So I'm a dreamer anyway. I have a lot of dreams like at night. And they're usually quite vivid and memorable. But the first couple of weeks, they were weird. Like I'd wake up feeling quite unsettled. I told you about one, didn't I? That you featured in. I'm not
Oh
going to
yeah,
share it here, but it was that that was strange. But so strange because when I woke up, I'm like, yeah, you remembered what it is.
I just remembered what it was.
So did I. After I said that, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to share that here. So it's not, that makes it sound worse. Actually, the imagination's worse. It doesn't involve
Yes.
anyway. It doesn't involve me and Shell or anything like that. But it was such a strange dream that I actually, when I woke up, I was still panicking. Like, did that happen? And it's oh no, it didn't. It didn't. Oh okay. that was a dream. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So they have been a bit more punchy, but I've not been having them as frequently. My weird sort of fever dreams, and I've been sleeping well. I mean, I always sleep well, so that's not really a thing. So,
Yeah.
but the dreams thing is a thing. So I don't know if it's just general anxiety, like, which is understandable given the situation we're in,
Yeah.
or if there's a deeper reason. So if there are any dream interprety people, please let us know. We can discuss.
Yeah. And I guess we might be just processing stuff that's kind of, you know, pushed down a bit during the day.
Yeah.
Because even when we were talking about the 9/11 and sort of that episode when we were talking about Phil
Mm.
back in September, and we talked about terrorism and like how, like, living in London day to day, I don't sort of think about it. I mean, there's a certain amount that you're cautious about stuff, and you do sort of notice if somebody's left some luggage around and there's nobody around it, but it's not something I thought that was in my mind until I started just having these weird dreams, and I
Yeah.
thought maybe I am thinking about it, you know. So I suppose it could be the same with these, that you sort of think, yeah, I'm doing all right, and then your brain is kind of processing the remains of it kind of during your
Yeah.
sleep, maybe.
Well, it just scares me, like what's in my head.
Yeah.
Okay. This is
I'm a bit
the
scared
one.
about what's in your head as well now, Grace.
I don't know. I'm the real talk though. I was like, what does that mean? What does that say about me? Oh my gosh. So yeah, but it's funny. I've said to somebody else actually, like, this whole lockdown situation, it's like when you fast, like if you fast for spiritual reasons or whatever, it kind of has a way of bringing all the junk to the surface. Like,
Right.
so things that, people think, oh, spiritual fast, and it's like you're obviously a bit hungry, but that you'll just be like, oh, zen, and you come out feeling just like godlike and closer. And usually I end up just ratty. I'm horrible. Just what all the things that need dealing with. So it's been really useful. It's really useful, and I feel like this lockdown is kind of doing that to me. I
Yeah, like a detox. Like you get
it
the
is.
headaches, you get the
Oh,
grouchiness,
yeah,
and
over it, over
yeah,
it. Like, whatever's
yeah,
not
yeah.
fixed now don't need fixing. No, but yeah, it's that. So it's that kind of experience. But I do
Yeah.
feel, and this might be premature to say because we don't know how long this is going on, but I feel like I've just, after 5 weeks of lockdown, that I've kind of entered into phase two. Like the first phase is like, what the heck is going on? What does this mean? And those ups and downs in that, like, this is amazing. I'm so productive. Like, oh my God, what's going on? And I feel like I've leveled out a bit. And like, okay, now let's really get to work in a realistic way, not like write a novel in 6 days type thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Right, we can do this. Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
And since we last spoke on the podcast, how's your challenge gone, Grace? Just to remind you, your challenge was, what was it? Editing, teaching yourself some editing.
yeah. Yeah. You know what's about phase one? Yeah, the reason I wanted to learn video editing was to do a video for my nephew's 18th birthday,
Oh,
which didn't happen. He's 18, but
that
instead
happened.
he had a barrage of photos of like of
Oh,
various ages and stuff, and he's cool and bless him. Not lockdown birthdays. I think it's significant
yeah,
lockdown birthdays as well. Like I know somebody who's 18, obviously, and somebody's turned 70 and 50, and it's like, oh, in lockdown, that kind of sucks a bit, but not
yeah.
necessarily. But then I had a friend who had a birthday, and she had a great day. Actually, it looked great. Like the sun was shining, and she's barbecuing and having drinks. We sent her a
Oh.
video. Hi, Natalie. Yeah. So it looked pretty good. But yeah. But anyway, so anyway, back to, I'm just deferring stuff there. Yeah, I haven't learned video editing, and actually, can I take this moment from us to extend a huge thanks to Angela,
Yeah.
who edited our last Zoom video because I couldn't do it. And I thought I
Oh, that
had
was
time to
so
learn
great of
and
her.
mix the
Yeah.
audio. And so, Ange,
Thank
we are
you.
forever in your debt. Rob and Ange have been amazing with this whole podcast from the beginning. So just shout out, want to shout out some gratitude. Rob Glover, who does the music for this, who did it ages ago, was really exactly. He's fabulous, and for Ange for doing this, and I'm thanking you in advance, Ange, because could you edit this one as well, please?
You
But
did
yeah,
say any time.
you did. So I'm taking you at your
Thanks,
word,
Ange.
and gratefully taking you at your word. Thank you, Ange.
Thank
So yeah,
you.
but I will. But hopefully by the end of lockdown, I've learnt to have done it myself. So, but yeah, that's good.
There's plenty of time, Grace, I reckon.
So do I, and I think that's the other thing that's calmed me down a bit, like knowing it's gonna be a while. Just like
Yeah.
if you think it's like 3 weeks, or even, well, I didn't really think it was 3 weeks. I never believed that, but just like even like 6 weeks, and then I think I was panicking, like because I've not become a violin virtuoso by now, which means I've
Yeah.
wasted it and thus wasted my life. But now I know it's going to be a while. It's like I can get a realistic timeline for self-improvement and to be kind
That's
to myself.
true.
And actually, I've not just been sitting on my sofa for the last 5 weeks watching Netflix. I've been doing things, so it's cool to
Yeah.
keep going. So yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, it is like pace yourself, isn't it? Because I think at the beginning I was like thinking, oh, I really have to make most of this, and I need to do lots and lots of creative things. And I did sort of try out a few little things, but when I was trying to force myself, it wasn't really, no ideas were coming to me. But when I relaxed and I thought, got plenty of time, like little ideas have come to me for different things. So yeah, sure, we got quite a bit of time ahead of us.
we have, yeah. So it's all right. It's all right. Yeah. And
Yeah.
your challenge? You're necessarily doing PE with Joe, but doing some PE.
Yes. So I did PE with Joe, and I did do it every day. And I must say, well, because it is aimed at children, and it was still kind of my fitness level, you
It's
know.
hard though.
Yeah,
The
I did
parents are
break a
battered. Your
sweat.
kids are fine,
I
aren't you?
know. Yeah, I did break a sweat, and I quite enjoyed the like Spider-Man lunges. And the what was it, the Superman launches and the dancing like a silly Billy and
Oh
things like that.
wow.
But
I missed that one.
yeah, I actually quite enjoyed it. But also now, because that was on my holiday, because I had a holiday
Oh
from
right,
work.
yeah.
But now that I'm back at work, I'm usually working at that time. But I've now started to, on Fridays, actually do the workout with my nephew in Bournemouth on
Oh,
FaceTime. So we've been doing that together now for I think 2 or 3 Fridays now. So it's been really nice.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
so I enjoyed that.
good.
And then doing a little bit of exercise has actually kind of energized me a bit more.
Yeah.
So I've done a little bit of running, a little bit of yoga, and a little bit of hula hooping. So it kind of motivated me to do more, really. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Are you
Yeah.
continuing on with the challenge, or was that like a
Well,
last?
I sort of feel a bit guilty, kind of ducking out of work, really. So I've given it to myself for Fridays. That's what I'm doing at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So no,
Oh,
it's good. It's
so
good.
well done. There's a big tick for you, Shell challenge, and a big for
there's
now.
plenty of time.
There
Plenty of
is,
time.
there is.
Yeah,
So that's all right. Yes, that's all right.
yeah.
Oh, good, 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 good. Yes. What else are we going to discuss? I forgot what we were going to say.
Well,
Okay.
as this is our now our second ever remote recording, so it's all new to us. And we had a special request from a listener, Jean, and Jean said, "Shell, could you sit up a little bit?" You're quite right, Jean.
There we
I
go.
was a bit like this last time,
Yeah.
you know.
Shell has a
So
neck and shoulders.
yeah, I have a neck and shoulders today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've tried to rework my setup, you know.
Very good. Very, very
So
good.
for anyone who's joining visually, I'm a little bit higher up this time.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to welcoming Jean as a guest sometime, aren't we?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can't wait.
You haven't heard it here first. I was going to say we ambushed you, but we haven't. You'll be on. You will be on. But actually, speaking of guests, can we just say we have future guests? We're still having guests on Zoom, and this is going to work out just fine. But
Yeah.
in coming weeks, we'll be having Quasi and Janae Mills. And
Yay.
Quasi, aka known as Mr. Mr. K Poetry. They're amazing, amazing. They've been supporters of the podcast. They've been listeners. So hiya.
Hello.
And they will be coming on because we talked earlier about dreams. We were talking about actual literal dreams, like when you go to bed, like dreams. But just talking about like how this whole coronavirus situation and the subsequent lockdown, how it's affected us, maybe some of the dreams that we had for ourselves. And so we just thought we'd all share, but definitely hear from Quasi and Janae, because they're both musicians, they're both very creative, but teachers, working with young people, and myself and Shell, just like, it's kind of thrown a spanner in the works,
Mm.
so to say. But we could use it. Sometimes it might be quite useful. But lots of people have had lots of things put on hold. Like people are getting married,
Mm.
who are not getting married now. I've got to say actually on that, I've read a few people and I saw some people like crying about it. And if I was engaged before lockdown, I would have been delighted. It's like, listen, just before lockdown, let's run down to the registrars, right? Just get it done off the cheap. That's fine. It's like, I don't want to plan nothing. Let's just get married and we can do it on the cheap. And then when we're free, let me just have a party. It's like, yeah, come along, we're married. You got married, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have been delighted with that because I thought it would just relieve me of lots of headaches. I know that the plans were done already and some people get quite precious about that. But I think the older I'm getting, I'm just not precious about all that stuff. So I would have welcomed that myself. But yeah. But that's
And maybe some people have had second thoughts about it, sort of spending a lot more time together.
well,
Who knows?
that's true. Because actually saying that, if I had been in that situation and thought, right, let's just go and do it, and then I've been locked down with my new spouse, what have I done? Not seeing anyone else for like 3 months. Made a horrible, hasty mistake. So God knows best, I think.
Oh, oh
Yeah.
dear.
But yeah, Crazy and Sinead, and we're going to have other guests as well. There's the magic of Zoom.
Yeah.
We're going to utilize the tools that have been given to us. So yeah, look out for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say?
Oh yes. Another thing I was reading in the news was articles about pets displaying some crazy behaviour in these times. Doing really odd things like running up against walls and sort of being clingy, or sort of wondering who these people are in their home.
Well, see, a cat said that. I don't even need to know that it's a cat that would have been like, who are you? Why are you here? Right? Because I've heard that. I'm loving that wildlife is being wild and free. I'm enjoying
Mm.
actually the kind of general reclaiming of the earth that
Yeah,
wildlife is
yeah.
doing. I think fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just quite relaxed, even though walking around. The birds, I can hear more of them. I don't know if just because the traffic's gone down, but that I can hear them more, and I appreciate that. However, the other day, because it's been such beautiful weather, and I have my back door open, so I did, just letting all the fresh air and sunshine into the house. And then I was sat down in this very lounge, actually, just on my phone talking to a friend. And then lo and behold, this one of the neighbourhood moggies comes strolling in, and strolling in he did, jumped up on the bay windowsill, chilling. And I'm like, what? So because I'm on the phone, I was messaging someone on the phone. So I was going, get out! And the cat, no joke, the cat's just like,
Cheeky mucker.
it was just looked at me like, why are you making up so much noise? Can we just relax, please? I'm like, hello. And there's video, which I sent you, right? Because it took me a smooth 10-15 seconds because I couldn't believe it. Because I thought the cat would be like, once I started shouting and flapping like I was, it would just go, oh, my bad, and run out. No, he's just literally looking me dead in my face. Like, so I just couldn't believe that. So I filmed it. And
Oh.
even like, I'm not trying to touch him. I'm like, just get out of my house. What are you doing? So they eventually ran out. But I thought, how rude. And I know this neighbourhood cat because every time I drive up on the drive, and if he's sat on the drive when I drive up, he kind of looks at me as if to say, oh, I have to move. And then I go out in the garden and he's on the patio, relaxing, sunbathing, fine. but then I've got a path that runs down the centre of my back garden. Sometimes just sits right in the centre of that path, and I'll open the back door just to have a little look out, get some fresh air, and he's just looking at me. But then he just brazenly, like, you
That
don't
is
pay
cats
any
for
rent.
you.
They're rude. And I used to have a cat. We won't talk about what's happened to it.
Oh yeah.
Cats are rude. I don't care. I know that we're an animal loving nation. Cats are rude and entitled. Indeed. So yeah. And he's still there, you know. I was just sunbathing in my garden the other day. He's just like, yeah, hello. I believe he had the gall to come back in. He would come back in.
Oh.
He'll take the chance. It's outrageous. But yeah. So yes, yeah, animals are feeling freer. Cats have always felt free,
Yeah.
but I think he's even been emboldened by this situation. So
Yeah.
talking about uncharacteristic behaviours because of lockdown, I, for the first time, I think in my life, sunbathed in my swimming costume in my garden today.
Oh.
I know that might not be a big deal to some people. That's outrageous to me. I rarely put on a swimming costume in this country. That's got to be like going on holiday. But it was great. It felt very like a very British, very English thing to do. But it
It's
was
been
nice.
lovely weather. It's been gorgeous. Yeah.
I've got my full quota of vitamin D this last week. I feel
Mm.
better for it. But sunbathing in my garden like that. I'm looking forward to doing it again. Actually, just being in my garden, it's made me realise how little time I spend in my own house, and especially in my garden. So it's actually been quite nice. I've been enjoying that. So
Oh,
that's good.
lovely.
Cheeky cat's aside. Surprised he's not asking me to move aside. You know, I'm blocking his rays or something. But yeah, he's all right. He's all right. Yeah,
Oh.
so it's good. So if you've done anything uncharacteristic in these times, Joe.
Um, can't think of anything. No, not really. No.
You sure?
No.
Tied a hanky on your head outside.
Hmm.
Rolled your tracksuit bottoms above your knee.
Yeah. Yeah, no. No, I can't think of anything. Yeah.
Give it
No.
time. By the way, a few
Yeah.
people have been very charmed and by your story of the broadband engineer coming round. I've had a few
Oh.
people saying that like you getting your stockings out. I know you didn't literally get your stockings out, but so many people I've spoken to was like, I get that. That's me. I've done
Oh.
that. So you're not alone.
I've got no other highlights to look forward to just yet.
No,
Oh, yeah,
no.
but I washed my hair anyway. Well, yesterday.
Looking good, Shell. It's looking good. Yeah, it is looking good. Because everyone's talking about, I've seen people, lots of people on Facebook doing their own haircuts now,
Oh,
or
yeah.
getting partners and stuff to do haircuts. And I haven't seen any mad disasters actually. So it's yeah.
I've been thinking I'm going to have to start trimming my fringe soon, but it's not normally a good look. I'll give
The
it a
good
little bit more time.
Yeah, I mean the good thing is that you've got the time to grow it out if it goes all wrong.
That's true.
I
So
mean
if
I
you see
haven't.
me wearing a hat next time.
Yeah, but yeah, I look forward to the future having our guests back and talking about dreams
Yeah,
and stuff, and we'll have some
definitely.
things. And you know, want people to let us know if there's things that you want to discuss. We're here to discuss.
Yeah.
Let's be each other's company and distraction. Oh, speaking of distraction, I know we were going to talk about things that we're watching like
Oh,
in this
yeah.
time. And I have to say, I binged Love is Blind last weekend. And you know, I'm not even ashamed. I was going to say it's embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was not brilliant, but it was brilliant for the time. And it was the perfect distraction. Absolutely. Because I think my sensitivity has been raised now. Like things that I would normally watch is like, I can't face that right now. I started watching
Mm.
Killing Eve and I really enjoyed series 1 and 2 of Killing Eve. And I started series 3 and I got into about 10 minutes. Like, I can't do this. It's like, I don't know, it was just a bit too, it looked even darker than normal. Just like, nah, it's dark enough. It's dark enough.
Yeah.
Let's watch Love is Blind and watch couples who've never seen each other profess undying love to each other within 4 days and then get married. Brilliant. Loved it. I highly recommend. It's great quarantine viewing. So
I lost it about 2 minutes watching that.
you should start for you. For you. You should have invested at least another 10 hours for the payoff. It was great. It was great.
Oh dear. No, but there is lots of good stuff on at the moment. But I know what you mean about being sensitive to certain things, because there's things that I enjoy watching, but like I think I feel like I need to watch sort of slightly more cheery things at the moment, because I love Afterlife, which has just come back for a second series, and I did love it, but after 2 I thought, ooh, I need a little bit of comedy now. Yeah, I just sort of thought, ooh, intensity, but I do love it, absolutely love it. But yeah, what else I really enjoyed The Nest. Obviously that's finished now. That was brilliant. Yeah.
I actually think the thing I loved most about The Nest was that house.
Oh, that was lush, wasn't it?
If you've not seen The Nest, those listening, right, just watch it for that house. It's the most stunningly beautiful house, like based in Scotland. It's like literally on the edge of a loch, and it's got full panoramic glass, like front onto the loch, and it's gorgeous. Like it actually is a steam sealer of a house. Steam sealer, did I say that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like you go in, and I wasn't focusing on the storyline for a smooth minute, so I'm just like, oh, that house and that grand piano, which I would be unable to play, like in the wind. I was like, oh my gosh, this is stunning. And apparently, it's a real holiday let. You get it. Yeah. So
because I was imagining myself in there actually.
Imagine no more. Just part with about $4,000, and you could stay there.
In about a year's time.
Yeah. But seriously, that's a dreams come true thing. I'm going to stay in that house. But actually, apparently, it sleeps 10. It's like it's like 4 or 5 bedrooms. It's a large property. And then I saw it on like Facebook or something, and it's rented. It was something like 2,900 for a week. Which, if you did have 10 people, that's not bad.
Oh, can I be one of your 10?
Yeah, you're in.
Okay. Already picked my bedroom.
That's me. Yeah, you're in. So 8 of us joined in.
Nice.
Just stunning. I'm gonna link to that thing in our episode notes. It's actually really gorgeous. But yeah. But sorry, yeah, you were saying. So I got this. It's again. That house is gorgeous.
One of the funny things I've been finding with like watching TV that's been filmed pre lockdown times is that even like if I'm like watching Corrie or something, and they do specify at the beginning, like, this was all filmed before social distancing, but I find myself kind of like, it's so indoctrinated already that when I see like people getting close to each other, I'm just thinking, ooh, should you be doing that?
Yeah. Someone goes to shake someone's hand, it's like, calm down.
Yeah, go wash your hands.
A head nod will suffice.
Yeah.
I do wonder, like, I think when we all come back together and like, really looking forward to like seeing my friends and going out, I am looking forward to eating out. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much I missed that. I want to go out and order like the menu, new pictures of drinks, and yeah, it would be brilliant. But I'm thinking, will we be funny about giving each other a hug? Like, do you know what I mean? I think of like groups of friends, and I hope not. But I can see if I think twice, just, oh well, can you? But nah, I'll be all right.
Because even before the lockdown, you went to give me a hug once and I flinched.
Yeah, you did, and then I was carefree in my attitude, like, I'll behave yourself.
Yeah, because I was getting sort of more cautious a bit earlier than you, because of like I worked for university, and we sort of were hearing bits of the news before it was kind of more widely sort of, you know, people were starting to get panicked or whatever. So yeah, I started to edge towards the caution side, and and I think just the last time I saw you, you had to give me a hug, and I was like, "Ugh."
Yeah. Yeah. But honestly, I really, it's just so, it was so fast. It's all been so fast because, like, yeah, you were like the prophet, like telling us what's going to happen, and I was like, yeah, okay, we'll be fine. And I just can't believe it. I think I was saying to you earlier this week, like literally the week before lockdown, I went to my doctor just for something else, and it was like the Marie Celeste in the doctor's surgery, and it was like, wow, okay. And there was hardly any people in there, and all the receptionists were wearing face masks. So I knew enough about it that I knew it's a thing, but it's like, wow.
Yeah.
And then I went to speak to a nurse and said, cool, it's a bit empty in there, isn't it? And then she said, yeah. And she said, oh, what do you do? So I said, oh, I work in schools. And she goes, you know, probably by the end of this week, they'll be closed as well. I was like, what? But I genuinely thought, because I was so stressed, like, just don't put hope in my heart. If that's not true, don't say it.
Don't raise my hopes.
Listen, because if those schools are open next Monday and I'm crying, I'm coming to you. Because and lo and behold, but that's how foreign it was to me, that it was that serious and pressing. Like, schools closing, what? But they did, and they are.
Yeah.
I won't quite say how I feel about that if you're watching it. I was stressed. There we go. But yeah, how things can change so quickly. It's not like we weren't warned, really. It's just we didn't believe it could really happen here. But yeah, life, curveballs, how it's changed things. So yeah, but let us know your thoughts on how things have changed things. This conversation. Not just me and Michelle, all of us.
We're missing you.
We are. I'm just missing, the world generally. But it's not just technical things. What's going on here? Oh no! Michelle, are you there? Can you still see me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My screen disappeared.
I'm sitting up.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, it's a pop-up, like, when your computer protection runs out and it puts some big red flashing thing on your screen. It's like, reactivate now, or just have a diseased computer. So I was just like, no, I'm all right. When I press that, it all disappears. Okay. Trying to teach me. But yeah, but we'll see you the next time. We're always the second and the last Wednesday of the month. But look out, so there might be some bonuses, in these times.
Oh yes, that's reminded me, yes. There will be another bonus episode.
There we go. Yeah, that's cool. But keep in touch, Facebook, Instagram, Life Begins Podcast. I've abandoned Twitter. I should abandon it, really. But I'll get back on it. And email us at lifebeginspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
That would be cool. So yeah, till next time. If there's anything else to add, have I missed something?
I think that's it. Till next time. Yeah.
Rainbow bye.
Bye-bye.